السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. سمو الشيخ محمد بن Khalifa bin Mohammed bin Khalid Al Nahyan. Your Excellencies, Chairperson, distinguished and honorable guests, mothers, sisters, wives, daughters, ladies and gentlemen. I am humbled to be your keynote speaker today. I'd like to start with a line from an old Arabic poem that profoundly symbolizes my upbringing and is integral to the message I hope to convey in the end. So I ask that you keep it in mind as I will come back to it later. الأم مدرسة إذا أعددتها أعددت شعبا طيب الأعراق. The mother is an institution that prepares generations of great people. The truth is, I've spent many hours preparing for this in an endless search to find the perfect words for a subject of this magnitude. But I've learned on this journey that though the idea is clear, there aren't enough perfect words to fulfill the message we want to convey today. I look around me and I see many sophisticated faces, many intelligent, wise, accomplished, and wonderful people. As a young man, still learning much about himself and the world, dreaming of all the possibilities, and living in the imagination of a better tomorrow, there are a few things that I am certain of. One of them is the absoluteness that women have been at the forefront of some of the greatest achievements in our history, and that they continue to do so in the present, and will certainly carry on in the future. I am also certain that I wouldn't be standing here today if women, like those who empowered me to discuss such a topic, have a great deal of trust in us men to deliver what is a universal message of hope in the commitment towards women empowerment. If there are those who still question the importance of women in our world today, then today is the response that proves otherwise. Today isn't the only day we celebrate women, but it is a day that is a reminder with great conviction that women are and have always been infinitely important. Today, we are led by many strong, independent women who are pioneers in every field, hardworking citizens, exceptional intellectuals, compassionate mothers, and visionaries changing the world as we know it. I believe that women are the sanity which keeps the world from chaos. For in a world filled with so much anger, they are the tenderness that calms the rage. They are the balance that defeats disproportion, and the architects of hope when things seem morose. For me, the beautiful journey of women progression and empowerment first begins at home, in the UAE. As an Emirati, on a day as significant as International Women's Day, I find that it is vital for me to dive into the deep narrative of Emirati women. A narrative that is dear to my heart because it is filled with the inspiration and hope the women of my nation embody. A narrative that speaks to all of humanity about the persistence to dream and believe that a brighter tomorrow exists. That being said, as an international citizen of the world, the journey I'll be sharing with you today also tells the story of incredible women from all parts of the world. Stories filled with wisdom, stories that taught me so much about strength, grit, and determination. So I kindly ask that you bear with me as I connect the dots. As I stand here before you on International Women's Day, this year's theme, Press for Progress, we are reminded of our founding fathers' determination towards the progression of women. This theme couldn't have been more fitting than on the year of Zayed, highlighting the late Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan displayed throughout his life. Values of wisdom, respect, sustainability, and human development, all of which encompass women and the profound contributions to society. The late Sheikh Zayed helps us understand that there is glory, growth, and greatness through the empowerment of women. Our founding father once said that women are half of society. His voice was resonant for the rights of women and their progression. He had laid the foundations that made yesterday's dream a reality today, embracing the breadth of excellence that women possess. When Zayed University opened in 1998 as a higher educational institution for women, it was a statement that said loud and clear, press for progress. Michelle Obama once said, when girls are educated, their countries become stronger and more prosperous. Today, Zayed University has graduated thousands of sophisticated and capable women and men who contribute to the betterment, growth, and strength of our nation, our region, and the world as a whole. I hope, said the late Sheikh Zayed, that women in my country will follow their sisters in those countries which have previously made the adjustment to the procession of progress and development. I am proud to say that today what the late Sheikh Zayed had hoped for has been fulfilled. Today, there are those who follow Emirati women in the procession of progression and development. Our founding father understood that the identity of the international woman was so connected to the evolution of the mind. Through education, inspiration, and equal opportunities. That is what he wanted for the daughters of his nation. He understood that human development was equally important for the likes of both women and men, that there is no superior gender. And he did so hand in hand with the mother of the nation, Her Highness Sheikha Fatima bint Mubarak. For without a shadow of a doubt, the veracity and the tremendous milestones taken towards women empowerment in the UAE, regionally and internationally, is in one way or another attributed to the passion and determination that Her Highness Sheikha Fatima bint Mubarak has wielded in order to make what seemed impossible possible. She's a leader that opened hundreds of institutions, schools, hospitals, centers, and charities around the world to help and empower women. There is a clear understanding that the empowerment of women is not exclusive to one race or people. It is a cause that ripples across the 7 seas of the world because every woman matters. The mother of the nation once said, in a world dominated by turmoil and conflicts, I believe that women are capable of disseminating Islamic culture and instilling its spirit in the new generation. This capability is closely linked with women education and the guarantee of living in a community which provides equal rights and obligations. In that statement alone, we find that Her Highness Sheikha Fatima bint Mubarak is the embodiment that challenges many stereotypes about women in the Arab and Muslim world. Her strength is deeply sourced from the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, who through the resilience of tough times and in the endearing spirit of peace taught his people that the role of women in society knows no boundaries. Women are worthy of roles in every field, whether it is education, science, medicine, engineering, aviation, the military, sports, media, business, and politics. To our international audiences who come together on this important day to recognize the role and contributions of women across the globe, allow me to say that the United Arab Emirates will be a leading example to the world that all women of different backgrounds and walks of life have the right to live a life of boundless opportunities. We will be that example that demonstrates how crucial women are in forging a future that shines brightly in the face of ignorance and regression. It is true that we have and will continue to face challenges along the way. However, the road to great things, historical things, manifestos of human excellence have taken a great deal of time and patience and a great deal of blood, sweat, and tears before they came to be. Oprah Winfrey once said that where there is no struggle, there is no strength. Let me tell you a story. A little girl in her early teens, bright and ambitious, who dreams of reaching the galactic wonders of the universe someday in an astronaut suit, who sees the intrigue and the mystery of space as a chance for innovation and evolution. That girl is Ali al-Mansouri, who when the opportunity came knocking, made sure to champion it. Though it took months of hard work and dedication, the unrelenting desire of this young shooting star won the Genes in Space science experiment, an initiative launched by the UAE Space Agency, the national newspaper, and Boeing. Her experiment is one that has a multitude of potential benefits, some of which include researching diseases and understanding the limitations or the possibilities of testing human genomes in space, the first ever experiment of its kind now achievable in space. Through Aliyah, there is a piece of the UAE intertwined with the history of human space exploration. Through her example, women, men, girls, and boys are inspired to aspire for the stars, literally. Press for progress. Let me remind you of that momentous day in history when Her Excellency Shamma al-Mazrou'i became the youngest minister in the world, the Minister of State for Youth Affairs. As people look for wisdom in age, we find it in the vigor of her youth. We find great humility in the DNA of her character and a piercing conviction in her purpose to empower with the universal values of this nation, connect government and youth, and to prepare tomorrow's leaders today. Her Excellency Shamma al-Mazrou'i is a testament that a young woman can be in a leadership role and can fulfill her obligations with a clear understanding that with great power comes great responsibility. She is a lesson that teaches us that true greatness is not measured by individual achievements, but by the ones achieved collectively for a good cause. Her Majesty Queen Rania al-Abdullah of Jordan once said that whatever title or office we may be privileged to hold, it is what we do that defines who we are. My Minister of Youth epitomizes this. She embodies that true greatness is measured by the positive impact one has in the servitude of others and in the servitude of one's nation. Press for progress. Helen Keller once said that the highest sign of education is tolerance. Across the four corners of the world, there is no denying that despite the universal upgrade in technology and the abundance in accessible knowledge, there are many who are still searching for civility and compassion. Women have always been central in helping pave the way to civility and compassion. For where are those who speak a language of intolerance, women have responded with the language of tolerance. And while we find there are many who choose to remain in the proclivity of isolation, many brave women extended their hands to bridge a world of differences with the purpose that our humanity connects us all. Although we are a young nation, we have always been bold and committed towards spreading our ideals of tolerance, love, and compassion to the world, a message many educated and cultured Emirati women are a part of. One remarkable Emirati woman who exemplifies tolerance and international cooperation is Her Excellency Sheikha Lubna Al-Qasimi, who in 2016 became the first Minister of Tolerance in the UAE. When Her Excellency Sheikha Lubna was Minister of Tolerance, she symbolized to the world that women are a vanguard that protect civilization with civility and shape an all-encompassing world with compassion. Her Excellency has played a vital role in the universal dialogue for women, empowerment. In 2004, she became the first Emirati woman to hold a ministerial role, the Minister of Economy. In 2008, she became the Minister of Foreign Trade, and in 2013, the Minister of International Cooperation and Development. Her Excellency once said, "I'm a firm believer that the true progress of a society or a nation can be determined by the way it treats women. Progressive thinking and economic prosperity are meaningless unless women are given the respect and honor they deserve." Press for progress. Tolerance and compassion are ideals we live by, and that confirms our firm position as protectors of justice, peace, and humanity. A prominent and admirable example is a woman that soars the skies like a spirited falcon as she battles bad guys and stereotypes. Major Maryam al-Mansouri is the first Emirati woman to become a fighter pilot. She is an undeniable statement and the greatest conviction that alongside the courageous men in the battlefields are courageous women sacrificing their lives to defeat those who oppose peace, love, and life. A reminder that women are even leaders in the most difficult of arenas. I read somewhere that a strong woman stands up for herself. A stronger woman stands up for everybody else. Press for progress. Life is not measured by the number of breaths you take, but by the moments that take your breath away. Maya Angelou said that. A woman who has taken our breath with the beauty of her writing and the wisdom of her words. Another breathtaking woman is Malala Yousafzai, the youngest Nobel laureate, who was shot in the head but got back up and said, "Let us pick up our books and our pens. They are the most powerful weapons." Such a profound lesson on the strength to persevere with knowledge and civility. I read somewhere that Eleanor Roosevelt once said that a woman is like a tea bag. You never know how strong she is until she gets in hot water. Let me tell you about Anandi Gopal Joshi, who in 1886 became the first Indian woman to obtain a medical degree from Women's Medical College of Pennsylvania, today known as Drexel University College of Medicine. From a small extract that Anandi had written from her college application, she wrote, "The voice of humanity is with me, and I must not fail. My soul is moved to help the many who cannot help themselves." In 1887, at the tender age of 22, Dr. Anandi succumbed to tuberculosis. And although her career in medicine was short-lived, she left a legacy that would open the doors for women in her country to become some of the greatest medical doctors the world has ever seen. A voice of humanity that did not fail. A soul that moved and helped many others who cannot help themselves. One woman that has immensely influenced me growing up is JK Rowling, who through her literary genius and the story of her humble beginnings gave me a great sense of belief that I can one day write a masterpiece so profound that it touches a million hearts that yearn and dream for hope and love and accomplishment and victory, that yearn to make a difference, to find the magic that sets them on their own journeys to inspire others. Albus Dumbledore once said, "Words are, in my not so humble opinion, our most inexhaustible source of magic, capable of both inflicting and remedying it." To that I say, through the wonder of the words in her writing, the beauty of her characters, the significance of her story, and the fulfillment of her dreams, JK Rowling made being a nerd cool. Thank you for that. I often say that I hope to one day be the Emirati JK Rowling. That is the standard I look up to. That is press for progress. Every day, I see incredible women at work, leaders, creatives, problem solvers, writers, communicators, negotiators, and even domestic engineers like Mohini, who always has a smile bright and wide enough to fill the entire building. I'm inspired by the women leaders at work who spend hours dedicated to giving their best, who teach and allow us to make mistakes and help pick us up and guide us in the right direction. Great leaders I want to be like, great leaders that walk the talk, like my boss here, Umayma. Women that fill the offices with the color of their enthusiasm and the bold character of their personalities, and minds that tinker with imagination to create great things, and wise women who bring people together with kindness and warmth. Or like Janice, the amazing barista who makes the most magical cup of caramel macchiato with gusto and pride. The beauty of this all is that she has traveled far and wide like the many women who leave their families behind in order to support their aging mothers and fathers. Janice is from the Philippines. That is Press for Progress. I am almost done. But we come to the most important and influential woman in my life, my mother, Amani, whose name means desires, wishes, and aspirations. Mama, through you, I've wished and I've aspired for greatness in the world. And I've learned that the world is filled with much more hope than we'd like to think otherwise. Mother, you taught me what it means to treat women. You once said to me, Muhammad, treat every girl and woman the same way you'd expect other boys and men to treat me and your sister, and in the future, your wife and daughters. Look at how your father treats women in his life, the ones he deals with wherever he goes, with respect and dignity. That is a lesson I carry with me every single day of my life. It's a lesson that taught me that although there are some differences between women and men, we are equal. Respect doesn't only mean being polite and treating women with kindness. Respect means recognizing that the profound work that women do. These values and lessons are instilled at home. My mother and father taught me that it is the duty of men to respect women, but it's also the duty of women to never doubt that they are worthy. Remember the Arabic line in the beginning? I will remind you. الأم مدرسة إذا أعددتها أعددت شعبا طيب الأعراق. The mother is an institution that prepares generations of great people. Press for progress. Thank you.